rise and shine. It is 2:15, I think. Could not get my ass to bed last night. Like I could, I was in bed. Could I get to actual sleep? No. No, not till 6. Feeling really depressed today. For reasons I don't really need to share at the moment. Because although these heatless curls are really floofing it up right now. Kind of like it. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna work with myself today. That's what we're gonna do. I have shit ton of things to do. I definitely didn't want to vlog, but you know, if I'm committing to this vlog thing, let's not make it conditional, you know? If I'm gonna vlog and I tell you I'm gonna vlog the next day, I might as well just vlog the next day, even if I'm fucking depressed. So what do I have to do? I have to get up, I have to go brush my teeth, get somewhat ready. I have to take my reptile's fecal sample to the veterinarian just for a checkup, because that's how they check snakes for like things. That and a blood test, but blood tests are more rare. They only take them if they really need to. So yeah, and then I have videos to record for y'all because I still have a backlog, even with the ones that I have recorded. And I have my friend's dog to walk again. Hopefully my boyfriend will be able to do that with me because I don't think I'm going to be able to do it till nighttime. And even though it's the suburbs in the LA Valley, things been getting too crazy out here for a girl to be walking alone at night at all, that's kind of always how I felt, but I honor that there are many women who have felt at least okay walking around in these kinds of neighborhoods, and things are getting so crazy that I don't even know if they feel okay about it anymore. Regardless, alright, let's get up. Let's go brush teeth. Alright, we're in the bathroom. I did like the sock curls yesterday. I think they worked out pretty well, actually. It's kind of cool. I've been just kind of rolling my hair in a bun and like securing it with a silk scrunchie, and it caused a lot of tension right here yesterday. Still got some tension going on because I wore my hair in like low pigtails yesterday, but I always do this silk wrap thing even though I have a silk pillowcase. My hair is just kind of like, it's not super fine, but it's got fine texture, so it can get a little bit like, you know, a little frizzy if I don't. Yeah, today I'm getting ready. I'm gonna drop off Cleo's sample. If I have it in me on my way home, I will walk my friend's dog. If not, I'll have to come home, just get all my stuff done, and walk him later. That's what we got going on. Sorry, I'm not super excited today. Like I said, I'm just really depressed. And having kind of a big to-do list is just kind of adding to that depression, overwhelming me a lot. So I'm just gonna try to get ready. And I will take you along with the rest of my day. I might go get some coffee because I don't know that I have stuff to make it right now, but I'll keep you posted. Came back because I'm gonna do a little bit of my hair care routine, and that's something I've been really passionate about lately because I wasn't aware that thick hair wasn't like a genetic thing, that good hair wasn't a genetic thing. Obviously people have good hair, that's a thing that happens, but a lot of us like tend to think that it's because, oh, they were born like that. And no, actually there's like a lot of things that you can do to really help your hair out. So one of the things I did today is I haven't like parted it differently in a long time, so I just gave it like a slightly different part, because then it just prevents thinning around the part that's normally parted all the time. I only comb my hair. I don't use a brush ever. My hair's pretty wavy, which is why it curls up really well overnight in heatless curls like this. Do not follow that example. I should be brushing or combing from the bottom up. I'm just impatient, which I need to stop being. Combing is just better for my hair. I just find that it creates less breakage. My hair is really prone to breaking because it's really dry, and that's something that I'm trying to help with the routines that I'm doing. So one of the things right now what I'm doing to help my roots is just to, like, up here, like I said, is just creating a different part. And then I'm just gonna wet them to kind of like help that new part set in a little bit. And then I'm going to maybe, let's even her out. Okay, and then I think I'm gonna just kind of like clip this down like this. And I'm gonna leave it like that while I do my hair, so that hopefully by the time I'm all done with my hair, this part situation will have been flattened out just a little bit. And what I did here is I just have some like filtered water with a few drops of rosemary oil and like a couple of drops of peppermint oil. I haven't had a chance to make like the homemade rosemary water yet, so that's just like my quick little comp. I don't have to keep it in the fridge because the essential oils are fine in the water, but when you make rosemary water, I know there's this one girl on TikTok / YouTube. She's like a hair care queen, and she has like recipes that you could follow. I'm actually gonna try her recipe. I just haven't had a chance to make it yet. Lastly, what I do every morning is I try to do it with clean hands, by the way. Like, trying to protect my hair also means like I'm not gonna try to oil it with super dirty hands or whatnot. So now what I use every day, once in the morning, once at night, is jojoba oil. This stuff is literally so good for your hair, and it's really good for low porosity hair, which means hair that has a really difficult time absorbing moisture. If your hair is like very prone to dryness and things like that, you notice you have like a greasy scalp, but your ends are super brittle, you probably have low porosity hair. Like meaning your ends are very dry and brittle, you might have low porosity hair. So hair oiling is going to be super important, as well as like clarifying your scalp, making sure that there's no buildup and things like that. Those are going to be like your best friends. And then if you want to get in on all the whole like scalp oiling, like all of that stuff, you could absolutely totally do that. Like, what is this? This is beautiful. Oh my god. Anyway, yeah, just had to do that. Forgot to do that. That's gonna absorb. I'll leave that. I think I'm gonna take one more little hair clip. Get this little like bumpity bump in the back here. Hold on. Let's see. Okay. Yep, we got it. All right. Teeth time. I won't make you watch this. This clip was already way too long. Okay, so one of the things that I must do today is I have to clean her enclosure. So enjoy this time lapse of my cleaning my snake's enclosure. Okay, it normally does not take that long. I do normally not disappear for moments at a time, but if you must know, I had to wipe off some like yucky stuff because she wound herself in the tape that I used to tape down her wires for some reason. Because those of you who don't know, you need to be humidity controlled, you need to be temp controlled, so you need like wires in there for the hygrometers and all that, and the girl got stuff all over her scales, so I had to go take care of that. That's taken care of, not all of it because she was getting so angry at me, but I took care of it enough that I feel like once she sheds, that will leave, and then I just have to be real mindful on what the fuck that's happening with. I honestly think it's because she loves to climb around her lamp, and I have tape around her lamp so she doesn't just completely collapse it. So yeah, don't know how to fix that. I have to figure that out.
But yeah, she also had like massive poop, like a bunch of stuff. Normally it does not take me nearly that long. I feel like that time lapse was 5 minutes, which is so long that I might literally cut it off once I start to completely disappear off for a while. But anyway, this is her enclosure. It is now clean. Replaced all her carpets, all that stuff, just in case I don't include the time lapse because it was such a long time lapse for no goddamn good reason. She's got fresh carpets, changed her water, all of that. I usually do this like once every like week and a half, and my girl tends to be a little prone to respiratory infections, so I'm gonna treat her tonight for that. She doesn't have one right now, but she was getting a little huffy and puffy with me, and I wasn't sure if it was her like half hissing and huffing at me, or if it was like, you know, me maybe hearing a wisp of air that isn't getting through as best as it can. So that's a really big thing to keep in mind for snakes, because they really just have the one respiratory situation going. Like, it's all very delicate in that way, which is why their stuff needs to be so well controlled. So anyway, she's lovely. She'll be totally chill. I'm almost sure she was huffing and puffing at me because I checked for her airflow. If I do show the time lapse, there's a moment where I'm literally just like holding her above my head, and the reason I'm doing that and I'm letting her get close to my face is because I'm listening to see if I can hear her breathing at all, because I heard it when I was holding her like this, but it was also when I was unwrapping her, so I think she was like getting huffy and puffy at me, which they totally do that. So she never hisses outright. She never hisses outright unless I genuinely like wake her up suddenly or bother her deeply. So huffing and puffing, it's kind of like a lesser hiss, which really just means like, yo, what are you doing? So, yeah, I'm gonna treat her just to be safe, but if you're wondering what the fuck that was, and I'm sorry if that grossed you out, I love her. I love to feel her on my skin, close to my face. She's my baby, so if that is not something you understand, I totally get that. I didn't always feel this way about snakes. I was never averse to them, but I never felt so close to them in this way. I guess this is what me and Lucy Gray Baird have in common. But anyways, yeah, that's it. This clip is already too long. This vlogging thing's really hard for a long-winded girl. Okay, next, you're probably gonna see me in the car with my boyfriend because we're gonna go take her fecal sample in. Excuse the streaky mirror, but here's the fit. Nothing crazy, just trying to be warm today. Okay, see you in the car. We are back home. We're not in the car. Sorry. Yeah, did not drop off her fecal sample. I was gonna be way too late. Not way, but basically I was gonna make it by like a minute or so after they closed, and there was no way to chance that because I have to pay for the fecal sample. And if I know anything about POS systems, is that usually, or POS payment, whatever systems, usually they shut down. They get shut down at a specific time. And I would imagine for a vet office, that is pretty non-negotiable. And even if I was wrong, I just didn't want to inconvenience them like that. It felt horrible. But yeah, since you know her cleaning her enclosure just took way too long, that's just what ended up happening. LA traffic ended up happening, which we knew that was gonna happen anyway. But anyway, my boyfriend is sweet. He was very supportive while I felt horrible because he drove me for nothing. Really cool way to add to the depressive feeling of the day, but that's fine. He also told me not to beat myself up too much if I can help it, so there's that. I do love him, he's the best. Yeah, so now I'm gonna eat a little something. I'm gonna start with some papaya here. Just a couple bites to get my system. Like, it's really good for you if you like eat fruit about 20-30 minutes before you eat food. And I have not eaten anything today because I woke up way too late, had the whole enclosure ordeal, and here we freaking are. So let's have some papaya real fast here. Let's see. Oh, so good. I love papaya. In Brazil, I'm from Brazil, if you didn't know, we have such good papaya. This is really good too. I'm really glad I found it. Yeah, it's really good for you to eat fruit, just like one fruit, not like a fruit salad. Give your body one thing to digest that is fruit. All that fiber, all that water in the fruit, it's gonna prep your body for digestion. It's gonna help you digest easier when you eat food. So yeah, what I will be eating for food after this papaya, not directly. We're gonna wait to 20 to 30 minutes. Probably gonna do a little makeup so I can film my video. I don't have to do my makeup to film my video. I've just been wanting to put more effort into my video like that. But I'm sure you'll find me without makeup at some point. I'll be like, whatever. I'm gonna do my makeup, then I'm gonna eat. I have some really yummy spinach dal from Whole Foods. Reminds me of this really lovely nanny job that I did for this Indian family, this like Indian American family. And they literally had the best food. And it was always vegetarian or vegan. So good, so good. My life's journey has taught me that it just is not smart for me to put too strict of labels around my diet. So I don't do that. I don't put strict labels around my diet because I struggle deeply when I do that. So yeah, it was really great, all the food. So I got the spinach dal from Whole Foods. I have some veggies and rice, mashed potatoes from there too. And that's what I'm gonna eat for dinner. Nobody told me that being an adult was gonna be so hard when it came to food. Nobody told me I had ADHD and a mood disorder either, which I'm sure didn't help. Having to figure out what to eat every day. Apparently a lot harder than it looks. Oh my God. I'm like trying to get as much of this papaya as possible. I can literally scrape. I'm scraping as hard as I can. It's coming away with like this thin of a thing, which just kind of means it's about to be dead, which is fine. Oh no, little secret. Really get into that front edge. It's usually very, very, very soft. Look at that chunk. All right. Yummy. Do a little food dance. Do a little food dance. Yeah, I'm actually really proud of myself with my food journey. My boyfriend's helped me a lot. Just by modeling good habits. You know, remembering to eat at regular hours. Neurotypical shit like that. I don't know that he is neurotypical, honestly. I don't think he's fully neurotypical. And what's crazy, and this is not prescriptive, do not take this into your own life as if it will work the same way. What I'm about to say is very much just pertaining to my personal journey. I believe that a lot of there was baby weight that I lost. Typically, you'll lose whatever baby weight you have left, meaning the puffiness, the cherubiness in your face and that kind of thing, by the time you're 25, 27. So that there's definitely some of that happening for me, but my boyfriend brought up a really good point, because even losing baby weight, women still, we're very prone to holding a little bit of a bit of a layer of fat or two over our reproductive organs and vital organs. Everybody, honestly, having a layer of fat over your vital organs is something your body wants. And what's crazy is that the more comfortable I got with food, and when I talk about that, I was never sick. I was never, if anything, I had that non-specific I might get demonetized for the words I just said. I'll start using acronyms now. Maybe I'll have James bleep it out, but regardless. Yeah, I did, if anything, I had that nondescript ED, where nobody could tell from the outside, but I knew because my brain was just way too fucking anxious and erratic around food. When I started to naturally work on that, things that helped were taking labels away from my diet. I definitely don't want to slip into orthorexia here, so every now and again I will get an In-N-Out burger because I feel really sad about life, and I will profusely thank everyone, and most importantly the cow in the process, for the food that I'm getting into. That might be silly, but that's when I'm not able to source as well as I like. That's just kind of a way that I purify the energy for myself, because for me, eating animal products, it's not that eating animal products are inherently bad, not at all. I understand that's not the case. Not a blanket statement either. It's nuanced, let's just say that. Animal products, whether they're good for you or not, it's all very nuanced. It depends on how they're sourced, depends on how they're processed, depends on so many things. Regardless, my biggest thing about it, I don't want to eat suffering. I don't want to eat dairy from a cow whose calf was ripped away from them the moment they were born and who was horrendously mistreated. That milk is gonna, this might sound woo-woo to some of you. That's okay. I'm a woo-woo bitch. This channel is called Embodying Mystical Mac, all right? And I am a Gemini, so I value both sides, okay? But I've lived this life in my body, this is all specific to me, long enough to know that I don't want to eat suffering. So if I have meat, I would like to know that it had a good life. I'd like to know that it wasn't farmed to die, per se. Even if that is the case, meaning they farm animals to make them into food, I want to ensure that that animal lived a proper life before it met the circle of life. Yeah, anyways, ever since I got, just took the labels away, created more mindfulness around this instead of just like hard vegan, it's helped me a lot. And I've actually noticed my body let go of a lot of these excess layers of bloat that I felt were more like defense mechanisms. Very personal to me. If you relate, I'm glad. So glad. Let me know in the comments. But not prescriptive. I am not saying that if you better your relationship with food, you're all of a sudden going to get to the body that you want to get to. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that that contributed to my getting to a place where, to be completely honest, if I were to go back in time and ask 24-year-old Mac, are we what you want? Like, mirror, is it showing what you want? Mirror, mirror on the wall, am I fairest of them all, you know? Kind of thing, and meaning fairest of them all. Do I actually find myself to be as fit, as hot, as whatever as I want to be? I honestly feel like she'd probably find some criticisms. Because that's just where she was at, you know? I look at pictures from back then and things, and part of me wonders if I did just, you know, release a lot of bloat and I was able to show what I always felt like I wanted to look like, or if all of this work has just led to me working on myself so much that now I accept what I look at when I look in the mirror, because I'm really grateful to be able to feed this body well. Exercise is still rough, but I'm actually better now. Every once in a while, like, start doing my little like ballet bar stuff. I'll like stretch at night. Like, what? Next step, yoga twice a week consistently. I promise you, I did wake up depressed today. But you know what? This is the beauty of allowing myself to say that. Because if I can just get that out, I give myself a chance to feel better in pockets of the day. And I don't know if that's something that would work for everybody. I just know that it works for me. So yeah, anyway, this clip is like so fucking long now. My God, maybe I am gonna have to vlog days, you guys, because I just talk for so fucking long. You guys, I need to stop saying you guys. It's not as inclusive as I'd like. Don't get at me in the comments. I don't care about what your opinion is about that. This is my channel. And if you want to say you guys, that's fair. That's totally fine. I'm not gonna get offended by it. Totally fine. I think it's silly if people get offended by it. It's just like one of those idioms kind of things. On the other hand, while I think it's silly, I can hold two things at once in my brain. I can hold dichotomies. I can also see how that might not be inclusive, and how someone will perceive that as like not inclusive. And so for the sake of being inclusive and bettering myself, I really do. I want to try to stop saying guys and maybe just say friends, or you all, or y'all, or everyone. You know, I used to think y'all was cringy, but I actually really like it now. I just thought it was cringy because I was a young girl who grew up in California and was so lucky to get this like valley accent. Real talk. Very grateful I grew up in California. For lots of reasons, but yeah, anyway, okay, I'm gonna linger and rant. So I'm gonna do my makeup, and I'm gonna eat some food, and then you're probably not gonna see me again today. So yeah, and I think I already have enough footage for a nice little vlog video. Yeah, I have this whole other half of a papaya for probably tomorrow for breakfast. So look at me go, planning breakfast. Am I an adult? Just kidding. Of course, I'm an adult. Yeah, just don't feel like it most of the time.
Okay. I'll catch you on the next vlog, I guess. Mwah!